This is your girl Nichelle from Hell and Out Loud. I decided to come back on the air tonight. I have to keep watching the camera. I'm at work. Um, there's some important things that we need to discuss. Um, there's a lot going on with domestic violence at this point. There was something recently in Bristol, PA, where the husband killed the wife. The story is really not leaked yet on the TV. Let me turn the camera this way. Turn this way because I have to watch the camera and make sure I don't let somebody standing there. So anyway, every time I hear a story like that, it's horrifying because it's so easy for us to get killed or to kill someone. Ladies and gentlemen, abusers, abusees. We're abusees. We're victims. There ain't no such word as abusees. Be careful. Guard yourselves. Guard your heart, your mind. I'm seeing a lot of that lately. And there are laws, but there is really no great domestic violence law. That's the problem, you know. Nothing really to trying to get comfortable. Protect us. Also, I'm seeing a lot of ladies going to jail with their boyfriends as co-defendants for abuse of their children. Let me tell you what I just read. It was a lady, it was a picture on the internet, and the lady, she had hair all over. She had one tooth. I remember from having black eyes, the marks, the scars take a while, especially if you don't take care of yourself or your skin. They're not going away. Permanently, they will stay on there. And that depends on how many times you was beat in that eye. With what? So, her picture looked crazy. And I think one day I'm going to post it. Where her husband, boyfriend, I think it was a boyfriend because he didn't have the same last name. He drove a truck for a living. And he had a cab on it. He drove for some company, some beverage company or something. And they had a couple of kids. I think it was 4 kids total together. Now, you know I paused just there. Because what I'm about to say is devastating. And you can read the story online. They made the kids live in the cab of the truck. They didn't go to school. They didn't do nothing. Half fed the kids. They had to sleep on, I don't know if you've ever been in the back of a tractor trailer, the cab part. Some are nice where they have double bunks, and some it's just a bed. And they had to lay on that bed singly. Somebody reported it. And the kids been living on there for about four years. They've been living like this. No school. They had them doing the phone, which wasn't an accredited school for their learning. And they were being abused. Whereas though when the people did rescue them, as the kids were walking, when they would be rescued, they noticed some of the kids had a limp, or you know that some of that comes from your bones not being stretched, or sitting. Say you lived in your car, and from sitting every day in the same position in the car, your body conforms to that. I forget the word that they call it. It contracts, in other words. You need traction. You need to move your legs every day. You need to move your ankles every day. You need to bend your knees a couple times. Certain times you need to have your knees straight. Your arms need to be flexible, you know, reach above your head. You ever see the older people when they do the exercise, they make them reach above their head and come down. There's muscles that got to be exercised. They're young kids. Their bones are still growing. So they definitely need it. Most young kids are active. I'm saddened by this because this is popping up so bad. It was a house in Philadelphia recently on the news, and it was called the House of Horror. The way the kids were being treated in the house, and it was the mother and the father, but then it was the son and his girlfriend also that was abusing. You a woman, you in a household, you see the man is sexually abusing the kids and physically, you don't say nothing, you don't do nothing, you scared to leave, you think he love you, you think you gonna miss him, you think you gonna miss what's coming. That's not a good atmosphere. It's not positive. Nothing good's coming out of that. You scared to leave. You'll get more help once you do leave. Whether it's the state taking care of you, whether you make up your mind to get a job, take care of yourself, get your mind together at the same time. That's what'll happen for you positively once you leave. When your child comes and tells you for the very first time, Mommy, he touched me. And men, same thing with you. If you got an abused woman, she's abusing you and she abused some kids. The very first time that kid come and tell you, they hit me for no reason, you get the story. You know if it's happening to you, he did it. Believe your kid. He's sitting there beating the mess out of you, so what makes you think he ain't did nothing to the child? And why wouldn't you believe your child? Why would they even tell you something like that if it didn't happen? Some kids lie, and you know when they're lying. You know that most abusers are sexually aroused by abuse. There was a video floating on Facebook. This little girl had to be 2 years old. If she was 1, 2, no more than 3. It was a man sitting in a rocking chair, and he showed his face, and I hope he in jail. He made that little girl give him oral sex. And she's standing there, fully dressed. And looked like the mother took care of her or something. So he probably was babysitting her or didn't know. But that's sad. But this goes on. You don't leave your child with nobody. Definitely not no man. And it doesn't matter whether that child's a boy or a girl. A lot of these younger boys, they're being abused. They're being raped just as well as the little girls. Don't think that they're not, because they are. This behavior has to stop. And the only way it stops is if we get wiser. We become more vigilant. You have to care more. And I'm asking whoever's listening to care more. You see something? Check it out. Some people are just waiting for somebody to ask them, is something wrong? Do you need somebody to talk to? Get them an eye signal. Let me tell you this story. You know, always got a story. We went to the flea market one day. And I don't know why this boy always wanted to go to flea markets and junks. Because nothing had sentimental value to him. So he didn't care. He'd buy junk all day long. I looked across the parking lot, and this man was looking at me. Biggest smile on his face, and his smile made me smile. Nothing, like wow, like flirting or anything like that. His smile made me genuinely smile, which I needed at the time. So the lady that I was buying, she had Avon, and I like that moisture therapy lotion, and I wanted it. So I stopped there because I stopped selling Avon years ago, but that lotion is good. So I looked at the table, that's where I stopped at. The lady was looking at me. It's like she read my spirit. And I tell you to be vigilant, be vigilant. She read my spirit, but I was gazing across the parking lot. Look what I got to do just now that. Nothing flirtatious, he just put it in my heart and made me smile. Gave me a reason to smile. And that's what I'm telling you. The lady knew I was in an abusive relationship. I don't know, she read the room. She looked at me and did this. And I caught it. And I caught it just in time. Because he looked at me, seen me smile. What the hell is she smiling about? Looked across the parking lot and seen the dude smiling at me. But he didn't catch me looking back. I told you smarter than what you think. You just got to utilize. You got to think. These people crazy. These men, these women that want to abuse you, they crazy. I told you earlier. I used to wait till we was in a good mood, sit down, start talking about the Bible, start talking about God, how wonderful God was, and the miracles, and he's always there for me. I plead the blood of Jesus. He always takes care of me. God can stop and do anything and everything. Yeah, he is the Son, the one that sits on high. Yeah, I used to explain that to him. Oh, come on, go to church. The one time when I ran away, he followed me to church. That's how his butt got to go. He seen, oh, that's what makes her happy. So he started going. So that's okay. You gonna change your heart. Because he did it to Pharaoh. I said, okay. Start telling him little stories. I was wrong. Rubbed it in a little more. Made it seem more than what it was. But that's because I was trying to scare him. Because God is powerful. And he learned that. He also learned that I was a child of God. I told you I used to bust out just talking to God. Anyway, let me get back to my story. Because that's one of my crazy stories. I acted crazy and everything else. And some of it worked, some of it didn't. Gotta try everything. I acted like I was crazy for a minute. Talking. Lord help me. God. All that other stuff. But I was being serious. But the news and social media has too much going on with this domestic violence. These women sticking with these men, and you see them abusing your kids, and you join in and you let them hit your kids. You tolerate it. I told you over and over again, and I'm always going to say it. You could probably say, she always got to say it. Yeah, I always do. When you notice them hitting your kids, before you even notice it, when they're beating you like that, what do you think they're going to do next? And especially if that child ain't theirs. It won't let you see the child see his father. Oh, you letting him see his father? What he coming over here for? You messing with him? That's how it starts. You think it's cute. Now he got all this to say. He shouldn't have nothing to say. Nothing. Because half the time men like that are living off of you. Okay? You got Section 8 or you pay the rent, you got a job. If they let you have a job and you're paying the rent. They just living with you and they beat you up. They'll take your check and anything else. They'll take food out your kid's mouth. Run for your life. Get your kids and go. Let them have that apartment. Get the police. Get a warrant. PFA. I said PFA how many times? Get them out of there. Move. And let the the state help you move. Tell them what's going on. These matters are getting more serious. We're popping up with more children dead because of the parents. Yes, I'm saying it. And y'all can criticize me all you want. Put in the comments. Because of the parents. You are staying in these relationships. These people, whether it's a man or woman, they're beating these kids. Are you looking at that trial that's going on? The lady that killed her kids. And now she's blaming the husband, saying that her depression was because the husband didn't love her. He has to work. He wasn't working. He was postpartum. He went to the store to go get something, and he come back within that 50 minutes, she killed her kids. That's something different. That's stress. That ain't got nothing to do with that. But the point is, I'm trying to make is the fact that the kids are the ones paying the consequences. Get out. And men, if you know that if a woman is sitting there talking to you about she's depressed and this and that and stuff, you worried about whether she hitting that baby or the baby got broken bones? Get out of those relationships. Alright, I gotta go. I see my camera. Much love. Talk to you later.